Hello everyone, it is N Squared Sports and we are back in person. If you haven't seen our Dallin Cook video, that was our first video back in person, but here we are and in the flesh and bones, so let's do this. We're talking about Jamal Adams. It's recently been an explosion of news, which is weird because we've already sort of know about this. I don't know if we've talked about this or if we actually recorded some of this, but we have mentioned the idea of Jamal Adams videos before. And Jamal Adams he's an elite safety, top 3. You could argue the best. He is elite franchise player. So I want to hear what you have to say about him, and let me just hear it.
Yeah. So basically, Jamal Adams is 23, I think.
Really young.
I'm gonna look him up real quick. Anyway, he was a top pick. Wasn't he like 5th? I think.
Around
I want to say. Anyway, so he was a top pick in the draft a couple of years ago. I think he's played 3 seasons now.
Mm-hmm.
He's 24 years old, so he definitely has a good probably 6 or 7 years of really elite play left, in my opinion. I think around 30 he starts to kind of drop off a little, but he's a top end safety, like you said, and the Jets are not wanting to pay him for some reason. And you're the Jets. Like, if you were a different team that has a ton of talent and you have to like make everybody happy with your money, then that's one thing. But the Jets, basically, Jamal Adams is their top player by a long shot. Like, Quentin Williams will probably get up there, but right now Jamal Adams is their best player by far, and they're not wanting to pay him. I don't even know what he's asking for. Maybe you can talk about that a little, but whatever he's asking for, I don't really care what it is. I would pay him right now because he's your best player. He's going to be your best player for a while probably. And why would you let him slip away to another team when you don't have really anything else to work with right now? You need to have franchise players on your team, and losing him would be, now you have Quentin Williams as your best player, who was just drafted like last year or the year before. Like, I don't know why they don't just pay him, but it looks like he probably won't be on the team next year, and they're going to let him go to another team. So it's a sad story for the Jets. The Jets, who aren't good right now, will definitely not be good next year if they make this trade.
Yeah, Jamal Adams is such an interesting storyline. He's a really good, strong safety. He was a leader on this team that had one of the better defenses in the NFL. I think they had the best run defense in the NFL, and the pass defense was patchy, but it still was a good defense. He is the leader of that defense, even though they have C.J. Mosley and Quentin Williams. It's a good defense, but he is the heart of it. Offensive, they have, Sam Darnold, who's still sort of unproven. Give him time. The point that I'm trying to make is I'm agreeing with him, is that you should pay him. That dude deserves it. He's asking for $17 million, and give him it now, because number one, that contract's not kicking in until at least that 3 more years, I guess, because he has this upcoming year, which would be his 4th, and they would have his 5th year option that they would obviously take, and then he gets on that $17 million a year after that. For I guess 3 or 4 more years. So you really have him locked in for what, 7, 8 more years then? If you give him a good contract, I don't see the logic. The issue now is that the Jets have lost him. He wants out, and he's set on that. And there is videos after videos after messages after messages to show proof that he is just done with the team. He released a list of teams. And what I saw was pretty much all contending teams. You can debate some very specifically, such as the Cowboys and the Texans. And the Eagles were probably the 3, and Seahawks. I'd argue the Seahawks as well as sort of like those 4 teams that are but they're both winning culture teams. And he likes Dallas a ton. And most of these teams, he wants to win clearly, but he also, he wants the best scenario to win and to get paid big time.
Yeah.
And I guess I respect that. The issue is that a lot of these teams don't have many assets to give away.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them big time. The two biggest places that I've seen him get attention from is Houston and Dallas. Dallas, I think, really wants him and really needs him. I think that would transform that defense. I really do believe that team would instantly become a contender.
Probably, yeah.
Texans, I like. If you look on social media, there's a lot of things that point to him wanting to come to Houston. And I could list some stuff, but I don't see them ever trading. They don't have the assets for it, and I think the Jets are going to want a lot since they have all the leverage. The Jets did actually try to trade for Jamal Adams during the draft, actually, but it just didn't go through.
Wait, the Texans did?
No, the Jets tried trading Jamal Adams to the Texans.
Oh, darn!
And
wow,
the Texans were gonna buy. They said, okay, we'll do this. Probably one little less thing, and the Jets were like, we can't do it. We're just not going to do it. We're going to hold off. Those are the two teams that I've seen get a lot of attention. Okay. But yeah, let me. What do you think? Where would you want to see him go? Where do you think he would make the biggest impact?
Definitely biggest impact, probably Dallas. I know he said also the 49ers. That would make their defense
scary.
Like, that would be nasty.
Yeah.
Him on the 49ers. I know he had said that. I think he listed the Chiefs also. Like, I think he was just trying to, he's like, okay, what teams do I want to go to? Houston and Dallas. What teams could I win a Super Bowl with? And he listed the other ones he thought. But yeah, Dallas, I definitely think he would make the biggest impact on. The Dallas in the draft went offense with CeeDee Lamb. I thought they were going to go defense with like Xavier McKinney or something, a safety. And getting Jamal Adams would be like, okay, well, we took CeeDee Lamb. Now our offense is nasty. And then now we draft Jamal Adams. Or not draft, sorry. Trade for Jamal Adams. And then now you're like, your defense is good now. So I definitely think Dallas would make the most sense. Yeah, with the Texans, with their trade assets, they're not a lot. You might have to give up somebody like Justin Reed, which would not, or somebody really good. I mean, I can't think of anybody else on the Texans defense that they would want.
I know there's the Jets apparently trade getting Bernard McKinney, which to me doesn't make sense because they have C.J. Mosley.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense with the Texans because they have Zach Cunningham, who's an up and coming linebacker, but. It doesn't. It's just confusing, and I don't really see how anything actually goes through. But I agree. The Cowboys makes a lot of sense. As long as he doesn't end up on the Chiefs and the Ravens, I'm fine. I don't see him ending up on there, to be honest, though.
Yeah. I could see the Chiefs a little more than the Ravens because the Ravens have. I mean, well, with Earl Thomas, who knows what's going to happen with that situation? But most likely, he'll still be on the team. So. Yeah, it's interesting. So his contract this year, he's scheduled to make $825,000 this year, which is for Jamal Adams. And then next year, I guess, will be his fifth-year option, which he would make around $10 million. And then after that, he would be a unrestricted free agent. So that's his salary. So yeah, like you said, if they made a deal with him now, I don't even know this. I probably should know this, but can you pick up a fifth-year option and still get a contract?
Yeah, the fifth-year option
on top of it.
Sort of just going to be like a 1-year extension.
Okay, so basically you would make $825,000 this year, get your fifth-year option, and then pay him a 5-year deal or so. Like that would be 7 years that you have him for. But at this point, like you said, the Jets,
it's lost.
It's done. Like he doesn't want to go back. So, and he was even riding around in Dallas. I saw the video where somebody was like, "Where are you trying to come to Dallas?" And he's like, "I'm trying, bro." Like, I think he wants to go to Dallas because he's from the Dallas area also. So that's another thing. He's coming home to play, which would be what he probably wants to do. So,
I think I'll say my teams that I really would like to see him go on. I think it's actually possible. Is the Seattle Seahawks. I think that they have the assets, they have the money, and they have that spot on defense where they need him.
Yeah, that's true.
It is the perfect location for him, especially with Pete Carroll. You can bring back that sort of Cam Chancellor.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it just screams Seahawks. I also like the Bucks. He added that team later on his teams that he wouldn't ask for it, and I really do believe that the Bucks could do that. They have an underrated defense. I'm not saying it's great, but they have an underrated defense. Yeah. And I think he would help a ton, and it makes sense.
That'd be scary. Him on the Bucks would be like, oh no.
It is, yeah. I don't see the Chiefs at all. I know Chiefs fans want him, but they don't have the money to sign him.
They don't, yeah.
And they don't have the assets.
And he would fit, I think, but it would make sense.
They also have Tyrann Mathieu already, who they love and have to shove it down every Texan's face that he's amazing there. Anyway, Jamal Adams he's a next level talent, and if he keeps this pace up at this transcendent level that he's been playing at, he's going to be Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Pay him his money, get him on a team that's going to play well. I want to see him play, but I don't think he's traded this year at all.
You don't? So do you think he's going to like sit out, or do you think
I think he'll
play?
Sit out? He has no leverage, and the Jets have all the leverage to trade.
Yeah.
The Jets could keep him there for 3 more years. This year, 5th year, and franchise tag.
They could.
So.
But why would you do that if he's not going to play?
Right.
I think eventually they're going to be like, okay, fine, we'll give you away.
Eventually, I know the teams are going to get leverage, but they still.
Like this year, because he's only making $825,000, not even $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I would keep him this year if you could. And then after that, you have to pay him almost 10 for your 5th year option. Then it might be time to trade him somewhere.
Mm-hmm. But he's absolutely worth. We just talked about this in Dalvin Cook of him not being worth his money. Really, he is worth the $17 million that you're giving him.
Definitely, for a top 10 player in the NFL, maybe top 5. I think he's worth it. So okay. Well, I think that'll do it for this video. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. The links will be in the description. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.